Have you ever wondered why healing feels so much harder when your inner voice is constantly working against you? Are you tired of trying to stay positive when your body is clearly struggling? Well, what if I told you that affirmations, when done the right way, can actually help to rewire your healing journey instead of just bypass it? If that sounds like something you're struggling with, you are not alone. So many of us living with lupus and chronic illnesses struggle with negative self talk, with frustration with our bodies, and the feeling we're somehow doing healing wrong. Welcome back to the Health Bridge podcast. I'm Holly B. I help women with lupus and autoimmune conditions reduce flares, regain energy, and reconnect to the life they're meant to live by bridging that gap between mind, body, and spirit. Today, I am joined by Tenille Stewart. She's a chronic illness coach, a speaker, and host of the podcast Happily Healed with Tenille. After more than 20 years of navigating serious health challenges, including lupus complications, blood clots, and a stroke, Tenille has turned her lived experience into powerful work, helping women reclaim confidence, hope, and self-trust. In this episode, we're diving into mindset, affirmations, and self-talk, and why becoming aware of the stories you're telling yourself really matters, and how to shift those stories without falling into toxic positivity, and why there is no one-size-fits-all approach to healing. We're even going to be talking about our different nutritional paths, Tenille's vegan approach, and my carnivore approach, as a reminder that healing can look very different and still be valid. So stick around, because by the end of this episode, you'll know how to use affirmations in a grounded, supportive way that actually meets you where you are and supports your healing instead of shaming you through it. Tenille Stewart, I'm so happy to have you here. It was a little funny trying to get us connected, but we made it, and here you are.
Finally, yeah.
So
Okay.
we had connected through the lupus community, through some other lupus coaches that we know, and I'm excited to have you on. You have also been managing chronic illness for the last 20 years, same as I have, and so I'm always curious about people's stories and their experiences. So why don't we just dive in by sharing your experience and what you've been through?
Yeah. I'm so excited. This has been a long time coming somehow. Hi, guys. My name is Tenille Stewart. I guide people through reclaiming their identity and designing a full life after diagnosis or any major life disruption. So, I am a 20-year lupus survivor. I got diagnosed when I was 19. I just turned 40 in November. Um, so when I got diagnosed, I got a full body rash. I slept for like 2 weeks. And my grandmother was like, "What is wrong with this child? She does not do this. She usually at least gets up and like gets ready to do nothing. But she literally has been in this bed for 2 weeks." So I my grandmother told them to take me to the doctors, and they didn't listen right away. And then I had a full body rash and 103, 4 fever. That's my body's favorite temperature to be crazy at, 103 or 4. Um, and so they took me to the hospital, and it took about 8 months of testing to figure out what this was. They tested me for everything, and they could not figure it out. I stopped being able to eat. I was just surviving on Pedialyte popsicles. And 8 months in, they diagnosed me. So that was my first flare up. And when they told me lupus, I was like, I've never heard of that. What does it mean? And this was, the early 2000s. And lupus has been around for decades and decades and decades. Um, it's just not super widely talked about. Still today, people I meet have never heard of lupus. So I was 19 and I was confused. And they just said, it could kill you. You could die. And I was like, what? And then after that 8 months, I still was very sick for a while. And my rheumatologist, my first ever rheumatologist, bless him, he's not dead. He's just dead to me, rest in peace. But he told me, well, at the severity that you're at right now, we don't see you living to or past 30 years old. And I'm sitting in the room with my mother and this doctor, like, am I being punked? Like, what is this a joke? Like, what do you mean? Like, very blatantly, very like nonchalant. Yeah, you're gonna die in like soon. And this is our prediction. And he had no emotion to it. He was just very chill. He's looking at his notes. I've seen this before. And with your severity, it looks like you're not gonna make it till 30. Thanks, guy. It's like, what? Yeah. So that was the beginning. Um, and that was
Let's
only my first
let
one.
Yeah, let's talk about that for a minute. You're 19 years old, being told that you're only gonna live a few more years. W what Hearing that first moment is one thing, but as the days went on, how did that settle in with you, or did you let it?
Well, at first, I was really sad. I was really sad, and I thought, like, there's been multiple times that they told me to like get my affairs together. Told my parents, like, she's not gonna make it. And every time I believe it for a second, and I'm like, well, a doctor who's highly trained has told me that they've seen this before and this is what's gonna happen. And then I remember that my body generally does exactly what it wants to and not what is documented that it's supposed to do. So that's for the good or the bad. So I just remembered like who I am, whose I am. I'm like, he's a doctor. Yeah, cool, awesome. But he's not God and he doesn't make the rules. And if I don't try, if I don't put effort towards living, I don't like experiment and see what I'm capable of, I will never know. So yeah, at 19, that was rough. That was really rough. And I was sad for a little while. And I thought, like, let me follow instructions and don't do anything and don't go anywhere and, you know, be good, take all my meds and hopefully I live as long as they say. Cause they made it seem like if I'm lucky, I'll see 30, but maybe not. Probably not. So I wasn't even, I had things I wanted to do. I thought I had a lot of time. It was like in my mind, 20s isn't that old to be thinking about stuff like this. But yeah, I was really sad at first. And I've learned how to turn that around multiple times because I've had multiple major flare ups, like documented in medical journals for how bad they were flare ups. That I I've gone there. Like the more that it happens, the easier it is to turn my mind back around to like, who says? Like what? Who are you? You're not God. That like let me figure it out. And I'm convicted at the end of it, to live a great life. And now, not only for myself, but for people who follow me and people who, see me as a leader in this space, like I'm very aware that the trials and tribulations were not just for me at this point. So now the bounce back is so much quicker and more streamlined. And I love to be able to teach people how my mind changes in a way to get me back there. Mm.
Well, mindset and perspective shift and choosing my wording and the way I describe my experience was a game changer in the way I was living my life, both before I knew anything about mindset and then after, and after I experienced that shift. I'd love to know kind of more about your journey into that and how you now apply that to daily hardships in your life and how you work with others on that.
Yeah. So for a long time, was unaware of like, because I wasn't teaching anybody this, I never thought I would. I was just doing stuff and then not realizing that it's like not something that everybody's thinking of doing. Like it doesn't ever occur to somebody because they just don't know. They've never tried it. So the last flare up I had a stroke in 2021. I had listeria, a stroke, I had a surgery on my leg to open up because I had blood clots. And I, after that, went to a personal development conference with a company I was with. Um, and they teach all kinds of mindset stuff. And I love it there. It's amazing. Um, One of the women I was pretty close with in the leadership, she said, I don't like the way you're talking to yourself. And I was like, what do you mean? Because I was very like I'm a silly, funny human, but not always for the good, I guess. I was silly, funny, making fun of myself. And Bruce Lee said, never talk bad about yourself because your mind cannot tell when you're serious or you're joking. And to me, self-deprecating humor, I'm an 80s, 90s baby. That was the humor, okay? None of those movies aged well. Like don't look at them. They're all funny in terrible ways. Um, but I thought I was being silly. And she's like, stop talking about yourself like that. Like at that time, I was sick. I was really, really skinny. My hair had gotten all weird, and I was just like, how do I make myself look like a human being? And I felt icky. And it showed just by the way I was speaking. Like if I look back on pictures, it wasn't as bad as I felt like it was. And that mentor said to me, uh, would you talk to baby Tenille like that? Would you make fun of that little baby? And I was like, no, baby Tenille is adorable. There was nothing wrong with her. So she told me, put up a baby picture of you, and talk to that baby nice every night when you go to sleep. I think also every morning. When I started, it was every morning and every night.
Hey, I just wanted to jump in here and interrupt the program for just a hot minute. You know that I'm so passionate about this podcast, but what I'm also really passionate about is helping women with lupus minimize their symptoms, boost their energy so that they can indulge in life again. So if you are a woman who is struggling with lupus, who is sick and tired of being sick and tired, who's struggling to manage your flares, if you're finding that your lupus symptoms are just really getting in the way of you being able to live your life the way you want to, I feel you. I've been there myself and I felt the same way. And what I've found is that there are a certain set of health fundamentals that once applied, will support you in your foundational health. They will support you in building and maintaining that energy, minimizing flares, and allowing you to, again, indulge in life and follow your passions. So, if that is something that you are interested in creating for yourself, let's jump on a call together. I will walk you through the process that I use with my clients to get them from sick and tired to strong foundation of health by implementing my health bridge protocol. If this is something you're interested in chatting more about, I would love to talk to you. Apply for a free clarity call with me, and I look forward to getting to know you soon. And now back to the episode.
So I actually have a baby picture of me right here, which is so funny. I found this in a notebook. But look at that chunk of little
Oh,
baby.
so cute.
6 weeks old. 6 weeks. I randomly found that in a book like a couple weeks ago. Um, but I did it, and I did it on TikTok because I wanted to keep myself accountable. And I knew like my social media friends are kind of, the people who like they'll check in on me before my real friends do sometimes because they're used to seeing me. Even like when I was in the hospital for the very first major flare up, uh, people when I stopped being on social media, Facebook only at that time. Um, that's when people knew to reach out to my mother and be like, is she okay? She was, on Facebook every day, and now we can't find her. And that's because I was, in the ICU, couldn't talk, couldn't work a phone. Um, so social media has always been my safe place. And I didn't think anything of it. I was like, okay, night one, I'm gonna do this. I explained what I was doing. And now I'm 1,047 or 48 nights. of affirmations. So years of me doing this. And yeah, it's 1 full minute of affirmations. And I didn't even know like what I was doing in the beginning. Yikes. I posted them on YouTube anyways, but yikes. They were terrible. But now I understand like which chakra we're talking to from like I see, like how to write an affirmation is a skill that people are not taught. Like you go outside of yourself to, they're not teaching that in school. Like they just say be nice to yourself. But what does that mean? And how do you say it in a way that your brain is going to receive it, you know? So essentially, we take a negative belief, a racket in our head that we've been repeating to ourselves. I'm like, I used to be, I'm so sick. Like, oh, I'm sick. I'm sick. Or if you don't feel well, usually are repeating in your head, like, my arm hurts, my arm hurts, my arm. And you're not thinking about it. You're just commenting to yourself as you're going through your day normally. This hurts. I'm sick. Oh, this sucks. Or whatever. Negative, 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 right? So what I teach people to do really is to mind dump all those negative thoughts. And then we write the turnaround. We write something that is something you would say um, to yourself normally, but the reverse of it. So if you're like, I'm always sick, one of my affirmations I say almost every night is, I am happy, I am healed, I am healthy. Because even if I don't feel like it that day, my body is listening to me. Like, oh, she says she's this. And I'm not saying that only do affirmations and never work on anything. That's silly. I am saying that it helps. It all helps. And if the placebo effect is you taking a medication and thinking it works when it's not really doing anything, you're taking sugar pills, why would it not be the same of you talking to yourself nice and believing you are all those nice things? It's exactly the same thing. The mind is so, so powerful. It's so powerful.
A few things that I want to touch on there and maybe tease out a little bit. I know for me, I didn't necessarily recognize my thoughts as being negative. I thought
Mm,
I was just being realistic when I was putting limitations on myself. So,
mm,
realistic might look like I'm always exhausted. That is realistic. I have been historically exhausted, right? So to me, I wasn't recognizing that as something negative. So I think the negativity is very sneaky,
mhm, mhm.
and we have to be like a little bit of an investigator at
Yeah.
times to figure out what thoughts might need to be altered and can be altered. And that's also not to say that we're just putting on the rose-colored glasses and faking positivity, right?
Right.
Our
Right.
nervous system is not going to recognize that either. It's
Mhm.
not going to be able to align with that. So it's kind of about taking the baby steps, starting with I'm exhausted all the time, might shift to um, I have a little bit more energy every day.
That's a great one. That's a great one. I'm building, I'm building more energy every day.
That's
Like
perfect.
that is, you're not lying to yourself. You're not just like, oh, I am bippity boppity boopity, like something silly. It's something that you can believe. You must believe it. Otherwise, you're just talking, you jabbing your jaws. I mean, it could work still, but it's a little like, don't be super, super crazy far fetched. Even though my affirmations, I swear they sound so outlandish to everyone. I don't care. Like, I mean it. I mean it from the bottom of my toes to the top of my head. Like, I'm getting all those things that I want. Um, but yeah, the toxic positivity is a thing. Like, there is pain. Pain exists. There is fear. Fear exists. It just doesn't need to rule your life, or it's not something that you need to focus on, because what you focus on expands. And that is in everything. Like when you're excited, your body knows you're excited. I like, I've been singing songs from a hospital bed when I'm hooked up to all kinds of machines or whatever, because I know that those songs make me happy. I know that singing makes me happy. If I'm able, I'm going to sing it from the top of my lungs. And hey, my hospital roommate, she was like, I love it when you sing those songs. She's an old lady. I love it when you sing those songs, Tenille. She was so cute. But she was also very, very, very sick. But if you can do things like, and that will put you in a state, and motion creates emotion. So even when I am walking around and I don't feel really great, and our instinct is to kind of curl up and recoil into what, like lean over it. No, I stretch out, I put my shoulders back, and I remind myself, like consciously, I'll say it out loud, I'll say it in my mind, like I'm okay. I'm okay. Like all pain ends. I'm okay. And I take bigger strides. Like even though I feel weak, I'm like, okay, weakness, you can leave. You can leave my body. I'm strong. I can do this. Like talk to yourself like the baby girl that you would coach to start walking. Talk to yourself like someone you love and care about, because you deserve to love and care about yourself. It's like, it's a big deal because people are walking around hating themselves because they hate this disease when it's not something that is happening to you, it's something that's happening for you. Who knows? If I would not have, if I would not been sick, who knows where I would be, honestly. Like at the time I was taking a year off of school. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. Um, I was sad about some boy who literally probably doesn't remember me at all. Um, it was, who knows? Like this, every time I've had a major flare up, it refocuses me to go somewhere else and do something else. So like in the beginning, I was pissed. Uh, how could this happen? I haven't even got to do anything yet. I'm gonna die soon. Like I was, this is the most dramatic teen to 20-year-old that has existed. I was like, I'm dying. Like, what? You want me to do that? I can't. I'm busy. I'm dying. Like it was ridiculous. It was outrageous. I'm mildly dramatic if you haven't been able to tell. So, but yeah, I got that together, and every time I've had a flare up, I get a little better at it. A little, it turns around a little quicker because I'm aware. Like my life is not controlled by doctors and statistics and this and that. But I watch them. I watch doctors and statistics. I'm very into the science. I'm a dietetics technician by trade, and I love me some geeked out food and nutrition and science things. But I know that statistics are just of the people that they have, you know, had take those tests or run those, everyone doesn't volunteer for those things. And my body does what it wants. Everyone's body is completely different. They're gonna react to things completely different. I'm just, y'all have hope. Have know that your body is your body and it is possible for you to do other things than what everyone else is doing. Or you could die walking outside because there's a patch of ice or a bus hits you or something. Don't act dead before you're dead. We got things to do. We're busy. Come on.
Right. It can be taken as a wake up call, and you don't know what's going to come out of it. You don't know how this is going to shift your life forward, even if it feels like you're going 10 steps backwards. And it does. It does feel like you're going 10 steps backwards and like you're losing hope of everything you thought you were going to be doing with your life, right?
Create.
Oh, we get it. We get it. We totally get it. But when you can reach that turning point of, as you said, this is happening for me, not to me, and start seeking out the blessings, start seeking out the positive because it's there. You're just not used to seeing it in that situation, right? So we have to seek out the blessings and give thanks, however that looks for you, whether you're journaling about it, whether you're looking at your childhood photo and thanking that little girl for her belief in you today, you know?
Right.
we just need to grasp onto something positive, and that one little seed of positivity can just start snowballing and snowballing and snowballing. And then when we hit, um, when we run up against the wall, because we're always going to, because that's just life.
Yeah.
We have more tools in our tool belt each time to manage and move through and learn how to flow, even when it hurts, even when we're in the hospital, even when, fill in the blank happens. We have more tools. So it's not just about managing the illness. This is also about learning to live life well, no matter what that looks like, no matter your state of health, right?
Really quick, Holly B here. I just wanted to interrupt the podcast to ask you for a quick favor. Can you take just a moment to like and subscribe to this podcast on whatever platform you are listening in on? It makes a world of a difference. And the reach of this podcast, it takes like literally under 10 seconds. So go do that right now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And now back to the episode.
Yes, totally. And like, what a blessing to be skilled in finding the blessing. Like, people are really able bodied, no illness yet. And they're cursing every day about their life. Oh, I woke up and it sucks and this hurts and bippity boppity boopity. And we're out here conquering the world on podcasts, like showing people the way. Holly does coaching. I do coaching. Hello. We're doing all of this. Mind you, there is lupus doing whatever it's doing. It doesn't play nice, okay? And we have that skill that we honed over the years to find the little blessings. Like, oh wow, this is great. This, like, oh, I can do this. And when people are out there just sad about nothing. So mind you, I'm also diagnosed depression. So like I have a tendency, you know, to not be on that side. I make a conscious effort every day to be happy and healthy and healed in my mindset, in my body, all of it, all of it, all of it. This,
I just feel like taking a deep breath. It's so refreshing to speak with somebody who has just been through it and still can come out smiling. And I know that that's because you put in the work and the effort to do so. And, I think you mentioned something earlier. It's like lupus is going to do what it does. Whatever your illness is, it's going to do what it's going to do. We're out here just trying to show that there are other ways of going about things. And a case in point, you went towards veganism.
yeah,
For healing. I've done a lot of vegetarian, not quite vegan, but I went to carnivore for healing, and we have both benefited.
yeah,
So I always like to point stuff like that out just because I teach one way, or teach what works for me. I also keep it very open-minded because we have to be.
right.
And if something doesn't align with somebody, we have to meet them where they're at and guide them where they're at, as far
Yeah.
as from a coaching perspective.
Mm.
And I just think it's fascinating that there are so many ways to heal. There are so many tools out there. We just have to open our mind outside of the strict Western medicine box
Mhm.
in order to do so. And that doesn't mean ignoring the Western medicine box. It doesn't mean ignoring, new studies that are coming out with potential, put cures in quotes,
Right.
cures from Western medicine side of things for lupus or other diseases. Do I think things can be reversed and cured? I absolutely do.
Mhm.
It's not going to just come from a pill or an injection. It just isn't. You need
Yeah.
to set all these other foundational things in place, such as the mindset being, to me, one of the absolute biggest tools in the toolbox for healing.
Yeah, for sure. And like shots and pills and everything, those will mind the symptoms. Okay. But you're not fighting just the symptoms. You are fighting the entire disease. It's just like if you get like plastic surgery, weight loss surgery. How about that? You get weight loss surgery, right? And it closes your stomach up to be so small that you can only fit a certain amount of food in it. However, if you persistently and consistently eat poorly, number one, you will be sick. Number two, you can stretch that stomach back out. So if you, let's say they have something that's a pill, a shot, whatever, that's supposed to cure you, if you consistently are living the same exact way that you were living when you were sick, guess what? That's not going to last. And that's just not like health as a whole is a whole body and soul thing. Like it's all inclusive. So as much as I hope and pray that those things work, I know that it's you changing you that is going to cure your whatever illness you like. I'm a chronic illness in general coach, so not just lupus, but like I see people with terrible attitudes who say they want help and then they don't follow any instructions. They don't want to change anything about their diet. They want to talk to me and complain. If you would like to, yeah, I think you want a therapist. I'm not a therapist. I'm a coach. So,
Where there's plenty of Facebook forums that are nothing but complaining forums.
Yeah.
Help yourself. There's a lot of people out there that would love to do that with you.
Right. Not
If
us.
you want to
Not us.
actually shift, if you actually want to learn how to feel better, then you can come talk to us.
Yeah.
We're here and we will cheer you on the whole way.
100%. And you see, like, we're in the exact, like, we're in the same field in different sides of the coin because I went vegan specifically to heal myself originally. Like now I know a lot of other things. I have a lot of other reasons. As April will make 10 years that I've been vegan. But when I didn't know I was going vegan, first of all. I did a 30-day green juice fast and I put myself into remission for a couple years with that. And I was like, okay, well, that's awesome. So I was just doing like a re-up. Like I would every once in a while do another fast. And then but after the fast, I would always go back to eating whatever I was used to eating. My mother is Jamaican, my father's British. So they eat everything. All of the things. Like, you never heard of that? They eat that too. So it never occurred to me that like to just go completely vegan. Like I thought about it like a little. I just like didn't understand what it was really, whatever. And so I did a fast. So 30 days, just green juice, just to my re-up. And during that time, I was watching vegan mukbangs. So a mukbang is an eating show. You just like watch people eat and they're like talking to you. It's like kind of not, I don't know. So you're not isolated if you're eating. I'm only child. I'm used to being alone, but like, I don't know. It was just interesting. And like watching all the recipes. So I was writing down recipes and like, oh, I'm going to make this when I'm done. I'm going to try this when I'm done. And then I was done and I accidentally question mark. I just like using those recipes. I went a week of not eating any animal products at all. And then I was like, I can do this. I can do this. And I just told my parents, like, so I'm vegan now? And like, what do you mean? My mother's a pastry chef, so her feelings were hurt.
Like a personal affront.
She made me the same birthday cake my whole life. White chocolate cake, strawberry filling, buttercream frosting, my whole life. So she's like, how do I make a birthday cake? Like, why are you doing this to me? Like all of that. So then I went into the pastry realm of veganism because I learned how to make the things so she could make the things. And so I could feed myself because my parents didn't know. And they're like, what? What are we doing here? But yeah, it just has been amazing. Like I feel great. And I do believe that animals are sentient beings. And like if you have a mama and a face or a butthole, I'm not eating you. Like I'm not doing that. So yeah, I love it. I love it. I love it. But I understand like with elimination diets, carnivore is something that people go to because it does give your body a break. And the reason I used to fast a lot is your body needs a break from digesting. It's the one thing that is doing all day long is digesting food. And nobody thinks about it because you're just used to eating and you have a little snack and you do this, whatever. while it's resting from digesting, it can work on your immune system. It can work on cells that are injured. It can work on all those things. So like carnivore or like very, 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 very simple diets help your body to get that rest. Um, so yeah, in elimination, I understand that, but couldn't do it.
And it's not for everybody, and I understand that. And I definitely was like, can I do this? But oh man, the amount of energy that I had when I was doing full carnivore was through the roof. I mean, just through the roof. And that's coming from somebody with chronic fatigue,
Yeah.
and it healed my gut considerably.
Yeah.
It was a miracle. Am I still strict carnivore? No. I am protein forward for sure. And then I work on as much local seasonal produce as I can do with that. So I get local produce boxes. I'm in San Diego. It's a lot easier here than it is in other areas of the country or the world when there's something called winter and nothing grows.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Winter,
Right.
okay? Waiting for a storm, an ice
Right.
storm, okay?
Yeah.
Oh,
So, so what a seasonal diet for me, Whole Foods and seasonal are the two things that I focus on mostly with people. And if you're coming from a standard American diet, shifting in that direction is going to do freaking wonders for you.
Right. It's so true. So I do have a degree in nutrition. I don't really work in the nutrition space anymore. I worked in like rehabs and like assisted living homes. And nutrition is very, very important for healing. If you've had a major surgery and that kind of thing, you want more protein. You want things that are going to build the bonds in your body. I, I'm still doing it vegan. However, if people come to me and they're not vegan, I'm obviously gonna be like, this is what your problem is, go vegan. But I I look at things in a plant-based realm because that's how I do. So whole foods, yes, but also junk food because pastries, hello. But not for healing, you would really want to. There's a doctor that I follow, Dr. Brooke Goldner, and she's been lupus free like for I can't even over 10 years, I'm sure. Um, and she is fully plant-based. She did a specific diet for her healing. And when I came out of the hospital, I did her protocol just to get my healing on track. But everything isn't gonna work for everybody, and everyone's body reacts to things differently. And a lot of times people have really upset stomachs from like too much fiber too quickly. Like if they go from standard American diet, where you're getting a tiny bit of fiber, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm eating this head of broccoli. You're like, girl, you,
You're going to hurt.
the gassiest human that's ever existed, you might blow away. Like, and yeah, it's proven. So, it's very much about slow, consistent changes in your diet and finding out what works for you. I would love to tell the world to go vegan right now. I'm just aware that everyone is not capable at this very moment to do that. It's not going to work for everyone the way that it's worked for me. And even if it was going to work, they would need to do it way slower than right now is Veganuary, and I'm coaching people through getting through Veganuary just to see if they like it or it's something they would want to transition to or just as a challenge. People love a challenge. Um, and 30 days could literally change your life of any protocol that you choose, um, diet wise. Your body, a lot of the time, just drastic changes. Um, you get a drastic result. Like you drink way more water this month, your body's gonna be like, oh, I like this. This is great, whatever. But it doesn't mean it's gonna last if you don't keep adjusting. Like when you're flying a plane, you can change direction, but the destination might still be the destination. If you're not careful, they're on the plane making micro turns and micro up and micro down. So it's the same with your health in your body. Like Mindset is a whole thing of its own. Nutrition is a whole thing of its own. Movement is a whole thing of its own. I know it feels like you want to just lay there and don't move. But baby, if you do not move, there's a lot of consequences to that. A lot, you might be stuck there. You might be stuck there. Moving with the pain and like letting it not be like a like pain. Understanding that like, yeah, if your joints might be a little stiff and you're gonna feel a little discomfort, not pain, but discomfort. You still need to stretch in the morning. You still need to go for walks. You still need to let your body experience movement because it will definitely tell you, oh, I'm not doing this anymore. And then all you do is lay there in the bed, wish you could run. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with everything you just said. There are days that I don't want to get up, I don't want to do anything, but I make myself. And
Yeah.
now, I'm at the point where I have that morning routine where I get up, I hydrate, I take any supplements that I'm taking at the moment, and I get my yoga mat out. And if
Okay.
I don't do that, something's off. Like
Yeah.
the day is wrong. I can't get through the day well without
Right.
doing that.
Right. I love that. Yeah. Everyone has their thing. I've been doing hula dancing um almost every day. My
Nice.
friend teaches it, so it's convenient. Um, but it's great. Like dancing makes me happy. Doesn't feel like a workout. I burn a lot of calories. Makes my butt. I feel it. I feel like I'm growing the butt cheeks I deserve, and my waist is definitely smaller than when I started. So, um, find something that you enjoy, something you want to get out of bed to do, and yeah, build a morning routine. That is gospel. Like, do something every day so that because when you're in the hospital, they have you on a routine. Like if I stay a long time in the hospital and I come home, like I want to eat at the time that they would feed me in the hospital. I take my medicine at the same time they give it to me in the hot. Like it's all of that. So like, yeah, give yourself a morning routine of like the person you want to be, even if it's like something very small. Like when I couldn't move well, I would wake up and write about it. I would write about like when my body is good, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna do this. And yeah, like really imagine it, really sit there and think about it. Cause like if you can see it in your mind, you can probably make it happen. So yeah, give yourself a nice morning routine. That's a great tip, Holly. I love that.
It's definitely one of the things I coach on because, you know, starting there and implementing little things for mindset, um, implementing hydration in the morning, just a few little things, just starting there can make a huge difference.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be these huge monster mental changes, like a full life revamp
Yeah.
all at once. That's not feasible. It's going to overwhelm you. We're already overwhelmed when we have chronic illness.
That part. Mm-hmm. And
Small.
you'll be mad at yourself after. Like if you try to, oh, we're U-hauling, we're overhauling the whole life. Like we're just tomorrow, I'm gonna wake up a new person. Let's go. And then you mess up a couple of times and you're like, oh, I suck and this sucks and da da da. Like, no, girl, you just try to do 47 things at once. Maybe drink a glass of water when you wake up.
Exactly. Yeah. The life overhaul, we are doing the life overhaul. We're just doing it one tiny little consistent thing at a time. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah, yeah.
We're just stretching out the timeline.
Yeah, and the snowball effect, like you said, once you have that little thing in place, another little thing is going to be in place, and another little thing's going to be in place. And years from now, like it's not going to happen next week, but years from now, you're like, wow, I did that. Like
Yes,
I was so sick and so sad before, and now I'm like hanging out with Holly and Tenille, and everything's awesome.
exactly. Tenille, where can everybody find you?
Okay, so on Facebook, it's Tenille Stewart. On Instagram, it's Tenille underscore the captain. On TikTok, it's Tenille So Silly, TNILLEYSOSILLY. And on YouTube, it's Tenille Stewart. There's some numbers behind, but if you just type in Tenille Stewart, you'll find me. All my links are everywhere. If you find me one place, you'll be able to find me all the places.
Perfect. I love it. And I encourage everybody to follow along on your affirmations.
Thanks.
I think that is just It's so cool. And if you're following along, it's literally 1 minute, right?
Yep,
It's
1 minute.
1 minute a day.
Mhm.
Anybody can do 1 minute a day.
I think so. Yeah, I do. I
Mhm.
do. I just write them down if you can't bring yourself to say them, but talk nice to yourself. You deserve it. Like, there's no reason to be mean to yourself. You already have a disease being mean to you. Let's be nice to ourselves, you know?
Exactly. Tenille, thank you so much. This was such a great conversation. Thanks for sharing.
Thanks for having me. I talk so much. Thank you so much for having me.
It was my pleasure. Well, let's do it.
Come on.
Ah,
Oh, man. Why? Why would you not do it now?
try this way. Try this way.
I think in my house this way worse. Dang.
Oh, there it goes. Thank you so much to Tenille Stewart for sharing her wisdom, her lived experience, and heart today with us. I hope you're walking away with a deeper awareness of your self talk, a clearer understanding of how affirmations can support real healing, and permission to honor your unique path without comparison or pressure. If this episode spoke to you, please remember you don't have to navigate autoimmunity alone. I'd love to support you on your journey. You can find my free daily lupus guide and symptom tracker in the show notes. It's just as applicable to any autoimmune condition or chronic illness. You can also apply for a free health breakthrough call with me if you're ready to go deeper. I have that link in the show notes as well. Until next time, take a deep breath, give yourself grace, and keep building your bridge back to health.